What's up, everybody, and welcome back into the next edition of the Sackcess podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony Rivardo, joined by my main man, Lucci, Stanley McClover, former NFL defensive end. You guys know what it is. We're here to break down the art of the sack. And there were a lot of sacks in Week 12, and there were some absolute sack parties from individual defenses, not just the players, but the defenses came together. It was a beauty. It was fun to watch this past weekend. A lot of pass rushers getting home. Lucci, how you doing? And what was your reaction this past weekend to the sacks?
My brother Anthony, man, anytime I see you, it's a good week. I mean, there's some sacks getting done this week. It's always gonna be some sacks, so that's a beautiful part about our show. We coming on here, But this week in particular was very great because we had a lot of team sacks. Which when we say team, I mean both ends on both sides getting it done, and that's what happened this week, man. And it was great. Of course, Myles Garrett showed his ass again. I mean, like I said. The guy's created. Nobody's bothering him. It's Myles Garrett and it's Brian Burns and everybody else. But really, honestly, all BS aside, Myles Garrett is playing out his mind this year. And it's just it's another great show, man. I'm glad to be here with you, Andy.
Happy to have you, brother. Let's go ahead and dive in. Let's start with the veteran, Danielle Hunter. We've talked about him a few times. Past few weeks, he's really brought it up. I mean, Hunter, and we've also got Will Anderson on this list. Hunter had 2. Will Anderson had 2.5. So Will Anderson's up there in the top 3 for this week. But Danielle Hunter, man, looking at him, the veteran, he's double digits again. When isn't he? This guy is just.
I mean, bro, we're talking about him every week. Anthony, like, bro, Danielle Hunter is playing lights out right now. Hey, let me tell you something, bro. Picking all pro this year at the edge position is not going to be easy.
Tough.
This is going to be a hard decision because these boys playing ball, man, and Danielle Hunter right now for OG, what we call him on this channel, man. The OG is really playing like at the top of his game. It's like he just found the fountain of youth. The man is like he's going very extremely hard. He's doubling up sacks. I mean, like we always say, it's hard to get 1. It's even harder to get 2. It's damn near impossible to get 3. And if you get 4, you're out of here. So, Danielle, you've been successful since we've been on the pod, since we've been doing this. You've been on this show, man. Great job. Keep working. Will Anderson, we see you over there, brother. Young bull, keep eating. Great first step off the ball. Very aggressive, hungry player, quick. I love Will ever since he came out of college. So he's been a dog. And what they got over there is it's hard to stop.
Yeah, that Texans defense, man. If I was a quarterback, I'd be afraid. Straight up.
It's hard, bro. They get to the quarterback, man. They get there quick too. So good job for D'Amico Ryan, my old teammate out there. D'Amico, man, keep doing your thing out there, D'Amico. Boy, I see you.
For sure. Let me ask you this though on these 2 pass rushers. Where do you see that their skill sets are kind of different from one another that kind of helps them, compare and contrast them a little bit, but like why do they complement each other so well, and where do they kind of overlap in different ways with Anderson and Hunter?
Oh, great question. I believe Anderson is a younger player, so he's definitely, to me, he's more quicker. I think it's his moves and his ways to get to the quarterback can be a little bit more quicker than Danielle's, just because of the age difference. But when it comes to complete all around, I got to get that to Danielle because I mean he can speed rush, power rush. He can run. He got every tool in the toolbox that he can use, and he has the perfect size as an edge rusher, and he has the expertise to get home whenever he wants to get home. Honestly, he's one of the guys that gets home when he wants to get home. So I would say the difference between those guys is experience and just youngness versus OG and savviness. He plays with a lot of savviness. And Will Anderson still has that young twitch. I gotta get there. I'm hungry. I gotta have it. He might not have the best rush plans coming into the game, but he's so good athletic wise. He's gonna get to the quarterback regardless. But a dude like Danielle, you're a little older, a little bit more seasoned, so you know exactly what to do when you're rushing the pass. You can set them up all day long, and then when it's time to get home, you pull that spin out, you pull that shake and bake out, and then you get home.
That's right. I love watching Will Anderson just because he's kind of like a ball of energy off that edge.
Yeah,
He's got
that's
so
that
much
young
speed,
bull.
plays with the hair
Yeah.
on fire. Exactly. So those two are really fun to watch. That Texans defense, man, they're elite. But so is that Los Angeles Rams defense, and that's who we're going to talk about next. Because Kobe Turner had 2 sacks, Jared Verse had 2 sacks. That's not even including. I think Byron Young might have gotten one
I
this week
think he
too. So,
snuck in there with 1 too, or
man,
one and a
that
half,
that
something like
defensive
that.
line, bro.
They was tearing that quarterback up.
Oh my God. Straight up. I mean, that Rams defense all season long has been so much fun to watch. Even on the back end, they're really good too. They're
Yeah,
well
man.
coached. That's a really well
That's
coached
a real
unit.
good
That
team.
guy, Chris
Real good
Shula, he's
team.
going to make himself some money this offseason. That's for sure.
Hell
He's
yeah.
the defense coordinator over there. But yeah, what do you see from like Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, even let's throw Byron Young in the mix and let's just talk about kind of that defensive line in general and how they get after it.
Well, we spoke about it earlier when it was on the pod with Mark, and I named the Rams as one of my top guys, just because collectively as a unit they have a lot of young guys that rush the passer from an aggressive standpoint, and that's what I really like as a coach, as a trainer. I like to train my guys to be super athletic, but also aggressive. Like you sometimes getting to the quarterback, the quickest way is going through someone, not going around them, not going inside, just completely running their ass over. And that's what I really like about Jared Verse. And I believe the tenacity that he plays with, I think it spreads off on the rest of those guys, to be honest, because he's coming like that week in and week out. Every time he rushed the passer, it's a bull rush. I mean, you gotta love a guy like that he's gonna take that offensive tackle, he's gonna put him in the quarterback's lap damn near every game. I don't care who it is, bro. It could be Tristan Warts, bro. One of the best offensive tackles in the National Football League. And when Jared Verse decided to bull rush him, bro, it was over. This is what I love watching about him. And that creates other opportunities for your other linemen to get home. When you got a force coming from one side of the field that's just going to collapse the pocket every time the quarterback step back in the pocket. So if you ask me, Kobe Turner, Byron Young's success is really stemming off how Jared Verse is playing, man. He's really playing bully ball as a defensive end. And it's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to see a bully defensive end edge rusher. That's just you line your best offensive tackle. Don't matter how big he is, he's going to get ran over by this guy number 8. I mean, this guy's a problem. So next time, fans, when y'all watching Jared Verse, I want you to count how many times he do the speed to power. Because man, he's running down guys and he's moving furniture, and that's why I think they're having so much success as a unit.
I think that's such a good breakdown, especially hearing it from somebody who used to be in the league and you used to play with some really great defensive linemen on the opposite side of the line from
Yes,
Peppers
sir.
and everything. So you have that experience of understanding how one pass rusher can move the offensive line, move the quarterback, and help the other pass rusher out. And I think with Jared Verse, it's really important to highlight that because especially early in this year, like Byron Young quickly flew up to the top of the sack leaderboards. He was up there and Verse was hanging on the lower half of it. Verse, if you watch the game and you don't just look at the stats, if you break down the art of the sack, you can see that Byron's Young sacks, a lot of it coming from Jared Verse being so disruptive, soaking up double teams, taking chips, and still pushing the quarterback into the lap of Byron Young and Kobe Turner, all these other guys. Not to discredit them at all because they're doing their thing and they're incredible pass rushers in their own right, but it's really more just to highlight how the whole unit works together and how when you got one difference maker and then another difference maker, that's when you can really start tantalizing these quarterbacks.
Great job, Anthony. That's exactly the best way to put it. When you have guys rushing at a high level, all of them are great. All the guys are great. It's just when you see a guy like Verse collapse in that pocket, damn near every time the quarterback, it's noticeable. You can't deny it. It's one of those things you can't deny. And I just want to say my hats off to him, man, because that's not an easy thing to do, man. It's not easy to move that kind of furniture. If you ever try to pick up a sofa by yourself, then you understand how hard it is to move a grown man that's 350, 60 pounds, about 6'7", 6'6", and you got to move him. And you got to move him quickly. So that goes to show you just how much power Jared Verse got.
For sure. Let me tell you, nobody wants to watch me try and pick up a sofa on my own. Nobody wants to see that, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But
So that is a great way to put you in the mind frame of just how heavy these guys are.
mhm. Last thing on Jared Verse, FSU guy, isn't he?
For sure. That's
So
really how I know him. I really know his game really good.
yeah,
With him being at Florida State, which my brother went there, so I
mhm,
always had my eyes on the next thing coming out of Florida State. And
yeah.
man, I honestly I didn't know he was gonna be this good in the NFL though. I knew he
He's
was gonna
really
be
good.
good, but he wasn't this dominant in college. I mean, he was dominant, but what I see now in the NFL is like he's just playing bully ball. You ask me,
Yeah.
he's bullying guys.
It's good coaching too, really
Yeah,
helps because again, that guy Shula really knows how to get the most out of defense.
yeah.
Last year, this year, he's done a tremendous job over there. That's actually one of the most I think it's fun to watch offense, but you know us, we root for the villains. We like to
hmm
watch these pass rushers. And when you're talking about teams to watch right now, Rams have always had a fun offense to watch,
Yes,
but their
sir.
defense right now is arguably more fun to watch than their
Yeah,
offense, and that's
yeah.
saying something.
I agree.
So,
I agree,
yeah.
bro.
So our next duo that we got to discuss, this is a Green Bay Packers duo. So they also had two guys with 2 sacks. They had Devontae Wyatt with 2 sacks, and of course, we've said this guy's name a whole bunch. Micah Parsons had 2 sacks. Here's a fun fact on Micah Parsons. This is a 5th season of his career. He's had
hmm
double-digit sacks in all 5 of those seasons now. That's 10
Wow.
on the season for him. I think he's the first player to do that since Reggie White.
Wow. Wow. See, man, these sacks are big, man. That's big, and that's a big thing, man, because like we always say on this channel, man, it's hard to get these sacks, man. And it just attests to his quickness and his aggressiveness to get into the quarterback. All you got to do is watch it one time. So honestly, you can see exactly why he's highly touted, why he's talked about very with the best of the best. Because this guy, man, I really the explosiveness I see out of Michael Parsons, man, his closing speed to the quarterback, I don't really see that to nowhere else, to be honest with you. That closing speed, bro, is cheetah like. I said it last. I don't know what
Mhm.
other explanation to use, man. He's really chasing these guys down so quickly, bro, to where they don't even have time to throw the ball away. It's just like if he gets back there, bro, you're getting sacked. And he's very aggressive and very strong, so he don't miss too many sacks. You know, if he get his hands on you, he's gonna sack you most of the time. And I think again another person that's rushing like that is gonna help the unit. You look at
Mhm.
Rashad Garrett, you look at Wyatt. All these opportunities are mostly created by the disruptor, and Michael Parsons is that guy. When I played, it was Chris Jenkins. He was a disruptor. You know, when he had Julius Peppers had Chris Jenkins. A lot of people don't know that or speak about that, but that's who he had. And so it
Mhm.
created a lot of one-on-ones for Pep. And Pep took advantage of it. So when you have a big time disruptor on your line, man, it's damn near impossible to stop that.
Yeah. And that's what Michael Parsons is. Big time disruptor. Has been year in, year out with Dallas and now continuing it over in Green Bay. And I really like that Devontae Wyatt because I think he's a player who deserves more shine. I know he's not our underdog for this episode, but he really could be because Wyatt is a guy who when you look at what Green Bay did this year to go ahead and acquire Parsons, obviously had to part ways with a longtime player on that franchise being Kenny Clark. And the only
Mm-hmm.
reason they felt comfortable doing that is because they had Wyatt on the interior developing
Right.
and ready to go. And he has stepped into those
Yes,
shoes.
he has.
He stepped up big time for that Packers defense.
He fills some big shoes, man. He filled big shoes, and that's another test to go good coaching over there in Green Bay. they have a great. I think they have Dan Snyder, decoy or somebody. I think he's
Green
over
Bay's
there.
got Jeff Hafley as their defense
Jeff
coordinator.
Hasley, okay. And the way they're using Michael Parsons right now, and the way they're using their defense is
Yeah,
just it's been highly effective when it comes to rushing the quarterback. And I hats off to the coaches, hats off to the schemes over there in Green Bay, man. They're making themselves a powerhouse with that line, man.
for sure. Yeah, that defense is also fun to watch. Hafley's a really good defensive coordinator too, former head coach at Boston College. But let's talk about our underdog of the week. That's going to be Montez Sweat, Chicago Bears pass rusher. They made that big trade for him a few seasons ago. I don't think he gets enough shine, man. He is
At
more
all.
disruptive than the numbers probably suggest, because he doesn't
Yes.
necessarily always hit you with those double-digit sack seasons and those flurries of sacks. But when you're talking about a guy who's constantly pressuring the quarterback and putting that work in, Montez Sweat is one of those players that comes to mind for me. He's already got 7.5 on the season, so he is having a pretty good year in terms of the sacks. But two-piece this past weekend, good stuff from Montez Sweat.
Man, shouts out to Montez Sweat, underdog of the week, man. I've been following his career as well. He came out with my brother as well. Another great talent. He's built a lot like Julius Peppers, honestly. He's quick. He's good. I mean, I think he flew under the radar a lot because, for one, he's always been, even when he was with the Redskins, they just flew under the market. It was just an under market type thing. Then he went over there to Chicago. Chicago is big, but it's just not on TV as much. He's not a big flashy player. He's going to come in, do his work, and if he get a sack, he's going to just get up and celebrate. He's not going to do nothing major. And I think that's a lot of times that's how these guys become underdogs in the NFL, because a lot of people just don't know about them. So it's a good thing that a show like us, man, we highlight the guys that you might not hear every day on the ESPNs or the sports centers. But these guys are very effective. And Montez Sweat has been averaging 7+ sacks since he's been in the NFL. So, I mean, these are guys that we need to talk about and highlight, and definitely give them their flowers, man. Because like I said, it's hard to get one, and then when you can get two, that's great, man. And good job on being our underdog this week and being successful, Montez Sweat.
Sure. 100%. Yeah, Sweat's a guy that I really like. Supreme athlete too. He's somebody who can just get there quick.
Yes, sir.
Let's move on to, I think honestly we should do two underdogs this week. We've done co-successful players before. Let's do co-underdogs, because the rookie for the New York Giants, Darius Alexander, interior defender, he had 2 sacks this week. The first 2 sacks of his career. I think that deserves some extra shout outs. So
yes,
good for Darius Alexander, Toledo interior defensive lineman, now stepping up in a big way for the Giants.
Man, 2 times for you, Mr. Alexander, man. You did your thing this week, man. I watched it up close and personal. I mean, that first rush was beautiful. He showed hand power. He showed hand quickness, arm power. I mean, he got there and he wrapped that quarterback up so good. I love the little celebration, you know what I'm saying? That was nice. Anything to bring energy, I love. I'm an energy guy. So to see a young rookie get there, and his coach been very patient with him. His coach has been speaking great about him in the media, and just being patient and watching the process happen. And I think this guy is going to be a hell of a defensive tackle for us in the future. He's definitely a great pass rusher. Once he just gets in a little bit more experience in the games and in the floor of the games, he can be more effective against the run and being more penetrating the line a little bit better. But I believe that the sky's the limit for him, man. He's definitely going up. In any game you can get 2 sacks as a rookie, you put the league on notice. Everybody starts looking and wondering, like, okay, this guy could be something. So I'm very proud of him, man. He did a great job. And anytime you see your draft picks that you pick high, they go out there and they do their job and they be productive, it's almost like we hit big on that. So good job, bro. Good job on being successful this week and being the underdog of the week. Now they know about you.
100%. Yeah, I think Alexander's one of those guys. He had a quiet first half of his rookie season, but we've talked about this before. Those rookies, it takes them a little while. They'll get those pressures, but they'll make that progress if they're really working at it, and then eventually those sacks will come. And I think that's what we're seeing now for Alexander. He's got more playing time. He's been making more of an impact, and he's somebody that, looking ahead to 2026, I'm really excited about him. I think he could be one of those big-time risers in year 2 of his career. So let's wrap things up with the last duo that we're going to discuss. This Cleveland duo has our successful player of the week, Myles Garrett. Shocker. He had another 3-piece. I don't know how he does it every single week, but he was joined by Malik Collins, had 2.5 himself. So that's 5.5 sacks by those 2 players. That Cleveland Browns defense, it's pretty good. That defensive line is crazy. And Myles Garrett, just superhuman.
Leading the charge, man. He's leading the charge on his podcast. He's leading the charge in the NFL. He's leading the charge on his team. He is leading the charge. When you break down Myles Garrett, bro, there's one word I can only use to describe what he's doing, and it's dominating. When you think of the word dominate, you think of people like Shaq. You think of people like Michael Jordan. You think of people like Warren Sapp. People just dominate the game. And that's what Myles Garrett is doing. Honestly, he's the Aaron Donald of our time, of this generation of football players. He's going to go down in the Hall of Fame as one of the best. He'll probably have the most sacks ever in a season because when you have a guy that big and physically gifted and athletic, bro, there's nothing you can really do about that, man. I mean, even your best lineman is going to catch hell with a Myles Garrett. He's just too dang on big. He's country strong. You can look at him and tell this guy's out the country somewhere, okay? He is not, he is strong as hell, okay? People don't understand strength is a big part of playing football, okay? You got some guys that go to the weight room and get that work in, and some guys that go in there and bullshit, honestly. And it shows up every week. And Myles Garrett is a guy that goes in there and put that work in. And it shows on the field, bro. He moves these guys too easily. And if he touch your quarterback, he's in sack. He don't miss sacks. If he does miss it, the grace of God was with you. You know, because this guy can hurt you, man. This is a walking problem.
Yeah.
I love watching Myles just dominate the game, man. Even though I got a little friendly competition in my head with him and my brother, but obviously there's no competition. To give Myles Garrett his respect, man. As a veteran and as somebody that we look up to, me and my brother, as far as what he does on the field, and we look hats off to him and respect, and it's a great thing to even be in his presence, you know, to even be spoke about with Myles Garrett. When they say Myles Garrett #1 and Brian #2, that's enough. You know, that's enough. I just got to give respect where respect is due. The guy's doing things that hasn't been done, bro. And I'm not blind. I play edge. I play edge. I coach it. And what I'm seeing right now is historic. And anybody that beats him out is a hell of a player. So, you know, right now, sometimes you just got guys that just be on. And Myles Garrett, 2025, he's on. His hot meter is up. His Krispy Kreme light is on. It's always on. It don't go off. He's 24/7. He's a buffet. He's 7-Eleven. I don't know what else to say. He's all the way on, bro. He's on. He can't be turned off right now, man. And it's great to see what he's doing. Shouts out to you, Myles Garrett, for being our successful player of the week for like the 3rd week in a row. Good job, bro. Man, we love you over here, bro.
For sure. I mean, he's the blueprint. If you're going to watch an edge, you're going to try and learn, study some film, watch Myles Garrett, bro. He does everything right. Everything. And just when you think it can't get better than this, somehow he finds a way and he gets better. I don't know how he does it, man. Seriously.
Against some great competition, man. Like that Baltimore game, I'm one of the few that I just didn't see it coming. I can't see nobody sacking Lamar Jackson 3 times, 4 times, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was a complete shocker to me. It's one of those games where you look at that and be like, okay, Myles not gonna get one this week. Shit me. Okay. That's when you know, bro. The guy is taking it to the next level, bro. And you have to take your hats off to that. You gotta respect that. If you're a real person, you gotta respect somebody that's putting in that kind of work and producing that the way he's producing. 18 sacks in 12 games. Let's go.
He's too good, man. Let's see where he finishes. I can't wait to see what his stat total is at the end of the year. I can't wait for all these guys near the top of the sack board. Obviously, Brian Burns, we're still watching him closely and trying to see where he finishes. Hopefully, he finishes at the top. It's going to be a tight race here. I'm excited to see him and Myles. But then even these other guys, Danielle Hunter has double-digit sacks. And we've got Will Anderson also. That's 2 players on the same team with double digits. That's pretty impressive. I want to see where both of those guys end up too. So what do we have? I think six games left, I think. 6 or so. 5 games left. All right. So quite a few more successful podcasts for the rest of the year. And I'm excited to see where people finish. But before we get out of here, Lucci, where can the people find you?
Man, y'all follow your boy on Instagram, s.mcclover. I drop all my updates. Everything that I'm doing is right there. Everything I'm doing in the community, everything I'm doing with Anthony. Everything coming up in the future is right there on Instagram. So follow us. We popping up every Wednesday. We ain't stopping. No, we're gonna keep bringing these sacks to you guys and keep showing you the art of getting a sack. And keep tuning in, man. Keep commenting below. Keep showing us, giving us feedback, man. And we'll see y'all next week.
That's right. Yeah. So do make sure to follow along with us over on the Sackcess Podcast at Sackcess Podcast on Instagram as well, where you can find all the great clips and follow Lucci, as he said, S. McClover. He's posting those there too. So it's been another fun one, Lucci. Thanks for
Yes,
joining
sir.
me. Everybody, we'll catch you all next week for another edition of the Sackcess Podcast.